Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Can we go read? Today we'll be talking about Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. And today's guest, we have Sasha here discussing the book with me. This was a book that her and I both decided to read. Anyway, let's get started. Okay. We're going to give our ratings right now out of 5 stars. I'm giving this book a 4.
I'm also giving it a 4.
Okay, it's nice.
I really liked it. Like, I originally was a bit freaked out because it was so odd to start with. But I really ended up enjoying it a lot.
So just give a brief description of the book. It's about this man who we call him Piranesi. He's exploring this house with these halls. It goes endlessly for I don't know how long. Kilometers. Crazy amount. It would constantly flood sometimes. But yeah, it was kind of, I don't even know what kind of I would describe the book. It's not really like a adventure. Like, yes, there's some mystery stuff that happens towards the end, but that's in the spoiler territory. But like the first half, I would say, like, what would you call it? Like an exploration, maybe? Or
maybe. I might say magical realism almost. Maybe not quite.
Because I like the first and second half of the books are like very different. He was talking about like meeting the albatross bird for like the first bit, and he was like, "Whoa, like there's a feather. What is this?" It's like it's hydrophobic, whatever.
He's a real odd guy.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
He wore like seashells in his hair or something.
Yeah.
Like, he would eat like seaweed.
Lots of fish.
Did you like the ending?
I liked the ending a lot.
I liked the ending a lot too. What about the climax? Like the reveal, without spoiling.
I thought it was really interesting. And I like how hinted at it was. Like how much foreshadowing there was to it.
Yeah, especially with the... we'll get to that with the foreshadowing bit. I think the one thing I would have changed about this book is maybe... Okay, we're gonna talk about the spoilers. We're gonna spoiler territory now. Spoiler warning if you haven't read the book. We find out Piranesi, early on in the book, it's Piranesi and there's another character who he calls the Other, living in these said halls. And they would meet together once a week, talk about their findings, because Piranesi would have a good memory, he would have everything in his journal. But he would keep track of time, weird. Like, oh, it's the 6th day of the year that I met the albatross, whatever, or if, etc. I thought his system made no sense. But the journaling aspect I really loved about the book.
Making it into journal entries was a really interesting, like, narrative choice. Yeah.
Yeah, especially since sometimes when I'm reading, I was like, oh, since they don't really do chapters, they have parts, but then they also have these like headers for every journal entries. Sometimes I would just read a couple of journal entries, read some later, read another couple of journal entries.
And you originally listened to it as like an audiobook, right?
The audiobook, you get so lost very quickly. Like you're not sure if you're still listening to the same entry or a different one. So I'd recommend just actually physically reading it.
There's also a lot of interesting formatting choices, which I think add to it.
Agreed.
Like a lot of times the messages he would write or like recordings he would do would be a little odd to look at.
But it's one of my gripes. We learn that Piranesi, his name is Matthew Sorensen, he lost his memory. Didn't they say like he lost his memory because of like he kind of went crazy?
Yeah, because everyone who goes into this like massive house ends up going crazy.
Yeah, we find out that there were others like him. They may not have been manipulated by the Other, or I forgot the other guy's name. I'm gonna call him the Prophet.
Was it Ketterly?
Ketterly is, because I know the Other is Val. I think isn't it Val Ketterly?
Yeah, I think so.
And some other guy, something Arn Sales or there's like a hyphen in it, But he was introduced as the prophet, so for me,
He's
first,
the prophet.
I'm just gonna call him the prophet, because like the prophet introduced the labyrinth, the house, to Val, and then Val just wants to, I don't know, live up to the prophet's like footsteps, or follow his footsteps.
He wants to show up the prophet.
Yeah, and but he doesn't want to do any of the exploring himself. So he has like these victims, but then I didn't like that they would have these long entries when Piranesi is like sort of remembering, finding his old notes about these other people. We learned some about like their history and like what happened. One person got out. They made a movie. I think one person got out. Everyone thought he just went crazy because he would talk about the labyrinth. I think there was only 2 that got out. But then there's like other people, but most of them were all dead. So I just don't like getting introduced to dead characters, especially in the sense of, like, yes, they held importance to that. Piranesi wasn't the first, but I don't know. I just wasn't really a fan.
Yeah, that's fair. I think my overall takeaway from the book was like, or at least my opinion was that the author was aiming to do something really, really cool, and she almost hit the mark. Like it almost had the amount of impact that I think it could have.
Yeah, especially towards me and Sasha were both saying how once he finds out the truth that, because the reason why he finds out is because at a certain point, Piranesi, Matthew, and the other, they discover they're not alone. There's someone else here in the house. The other, Val, the other's name is Val. Val knows, he has an idea of who it is, and he's like, don't talk to them, whatever you do, like, don't believe anything they say. Like, they're bad guys, hide if you see them. But Piranesi, he was curious, so he doesn't find them, but he finds a message that they left saying, "Are you Matthew Sorensen?" And that triggers, what's the word?
Flashbacks?
Not flash. Well, yeah, that triggered something in him that made him more curious as to like the truth in regards to the other and this new person that he calls 16, because this new person is the 16th person that he knows of. Like the other 13 being like himself, other 15 including himself, the other, and like all the skeletons, the corpses. And so yeah, he calls the person 16. But then he also ends up meeting the prophet himself, saying like, oh, he tells the truth about who the other is. Like, hell, his name is Val. Like, he's not my biggest fan. Blah, blah, blah.
Like, he's a disgraced student of mine.
And also the rituals are kind of weird. I think I still don't really get it.
Yeah. It's interesting. I really liked how it went from fantasy to like realism. Mm-hmm. Like the first half of the book, you're introduced to this world through the eyes of Piranesi, who only knows this house because he's lost all memories of the real world. So he only knows the house as the world. And it's interesting how much importance he gives it, like how reverent he is to the house. In his mind, it is incredibly sacred. Like the house is God. Mm-hmm. And he continues holding that view throughout the whole novel, like even after he finds everything out.
I still remember in the beginning, like towards, like, it's like the first 30, 40 pages of the book is when the other questions him, like, he questions his like memory, because he's like, Piranesi is so, he remembers a lot of things. He's like, he just says the word Battersea. And at first, I thought he was kind of like testing him too, whenever Piranesi was like, oh, this is a test. I was like, oh, okay, sure, it's a test. But then we find out like the importance of that test. And like whenever he did the reveals, Piranesi saying like, you once asked me about Battersea, and I said I didn't know. Well, I do. I know it now. Blah 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 blah. I know the truth, and that's when like shit hit the fan. There was a gun. There was a raft. There were the waves. 16 was like, Matthew, get away from him. Blah 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 blah. And then things went crazy. He fell in the water. He like hit himself against a rock, and he died
Really fast.
really fast, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, and I wonder if like people who are from England or English people would have picked up on it sooner because it's very English. Have like recognized the name Battersea, because to us that's like nonsense, but it might mean something to someone who knows of it.
Also, whenever I find out 16's name, is it Raphael? Raphael?
I would say Raphael, similar to.
But she was a girl. I feel like Raphael is a guy's name. So I don't know how to pronounce it. Raphael, like Rachel, like Rachel.
No, I wondered if I thought that was her last name.
That's still a weird last name.
But also that's the name of an archangel, I think. So it could be symbolic. Which would make sense because Matthew's also like a biblical name. So could have some Bible allusions in there.
Sure. But yes, it got sad once he started figuring out who he was. There'd be moments like he would remember, but he still wouldn't see himself as Matthew. He saw himself as the child of the house, saying that, okay, I look like him. I remember most of his life, but he is not me.
Yeah.
But then he would still feel Matthew's feelings when it came to his anger, his sadness, when it came to like finding out about the whole situation. There was a scene when Piranesi started like scheming how to kill the other, like how should I do this? Like I'm pissed, I'm angry, and whenever he finds 16, Raphael, they have like this intimate moment when they like hug, I think, but then he just like starts crying in her arms, and he's like, I don't like these tears like aren't mine, they're Matthew's. So yeah, pretty sad. And even at the end of the book too, he got the option to either stay or go back to the real world to see Matthew's family, his friends, giving them closure of like, okay, like the Matthew you know is gone, like you could like say goodbye. But then he chose instead to leave the house entirely and just be part of the real world. But then he would live Matthew's life. Like everyone's convinced Matthew had an episode or something. Like they still don't really understand the concept that he's not Matthew anymore. And even the main character, he doesn't identify himself as Piranesi anymore either by the end of the book, or Matthew. He's finding like a new sense of self, like this self-discovery as to who he is. And then like the ending scene when he's like walking in the park and like he meets like this homeless dude, and the statues. We didn't talk about the statues.
Yeah, I have a note in here.
The statues got confusing. So sometimes I would like, the statue of like of a giant, like statue of the whatever.
Yeah. So come to find out that the house is like a reflection of the real world, of things that have been like forgotten, old knowledge, and just like common like what's it called in psychology? The collective unconscious.
Consciousness, maybe? I don't know. I think I kind of get what you're putting down, but I don't know how to word it either.
Yeah. So they have like statues of like minotaurs, like old fable statues, and just like a lot of every single room in the house, of which there are many, is filled to the brim with statues on every single wall. And I especially like the first one we were introduced to, which is the lady with bees, the beekeeper lady, because bees.
Because also, even in the beginning, like in the cover of the book, it shows like the satyr with like a harp, I thought that would play more significance, but that ended up just being a statue.
Yeah.
But I still wonder why they chose that as the cover.
It could be like because Piranesi also reads into the meaning of each statue and what the house is saying to him through the statues. And at one point he reads into a bird landing on that statue as like a warning because it's holding a finger up to its lips like shh. It could just be that was like what made him wake up a little bit.
But anyway, now that we explained what the statue's significance, towards the end, he's like in the real world in the park. He sees like this homeless old man, but he recognizes him because since he has like a good memory, he's reminded of a statue he saw in the house. When I forgot if he said he thought he would like tell him that you were once this great king. Yeah, I think he was running to go catch up to him, but he lost him. But he was going to tell him, like, oh, you were a great king, this place, etc. And then he would see, like, these other two kids in the park, which would be, like, another statue. And then he's like, oh, like, how the house works in, like, mysterious ways. And I thought it was a nice ending, but I kind of was a little confused, too, about that whole thing. Of like just having like the world is like the house, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. I took a lot of notes on this.
But the ending in particular, or
just everything. I have a lot of notes in here of just like random thoughts, but one of them just says, I love how Piranesi presents himself as a very serious and professional scientist, but in his conversation with the other, we find out he doesn't even have shoes.
I also like how Raphael like was understanding on his take on him at first, like him wanting to stay. She was like, okay, like I just came to make sure, like, because she's a detective. She wanted to like see if he's okay, of what happened to him. So she didn't like I'm taking you back with me. She was like, no, like I understand it. Blah 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 blah. Like I'll come visit you, etc. You can show me around the house with these halls.
And that's all he ever wanted. He only ever wanted to show people the thing he loved most in life. I also have another note in here. The idea of a world for lost things and knowledge is very cool. And then I have a niche reference of Halloween Town 2.
I thought you were going to say like Tinkerbell.
No.
With like lost things.
No. Halloween Town 2.
Halloween Town 2. That's the one where they say like crappa, right? Or like the black and white stuff.
No, that's the first one, I think.
That's the third. I know it's not. The first one is when they find out like she's a witch.
Yeah.
The second one is when like the evil guy made everything like black and white.
No, that's the first one.
That is not the first one.
That is the one.
That is not the first one. I will bet you, I don't know, a snack from the Snack Shack that it is the second one.
I will bet the same thing.
Okay, wait. So there's like 3 movies, right? Sorry.
Yes, there's 3 movies.
There's 3 movies. The third movie, they replaced the main actor with someone else.
Yes.
That was like the whole college thing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because the first one there was this one villain, and the second one the villain was his son.
I'm almost certain that the one you're talking about, where black and white.
That's the second one.
That's the first one. We're gonna have to watch Halloween Town.
But it's not Halloween yet.
It can be Halloween if we want it to be. But in Halloween Town 2, there is like a place where all like lost socks and stuff go.
That's the black and white.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
I am almost certain that it is not.
I am 90% certain that the black and white one's the second one.
Okay, we have to.
But I think it is still in the second one though.
Yes, the place
the lost thing. Yeah, I think that's still in the second movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm agreeing with you on that, but I sorry for this tangent. But anyway, yes, continue.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking about during that.
I thought it was more of a way to because Piranesi, he would learn more about the real world through the house, and like his findings. That's kind of what I took from the whole, like his like exploration and stuff.
Yeah.
And even then with him debating whether or not to leave or to stay, he would tell Raphael like, oh, like how many people are in the real world? Like 70? Like, have you counted them all? And she's like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure there's more than 70 people. And he's like, wow. But then he's like, oh, is it better though? And she's like there are good people, there are bad people, good days, bad days, etc. Like the real world's complicated is all.
Yeah. I wrote like a little paragraph for like summing up my thoughts at the end, like immediately post finishing the book. And I said, bit of a disappointing ending, but I like the idea that he finds the same comfort in the house and the world because they are one and the same. In a similar way to him and Piranesi and Rose Sorensen are the same. He found joy and love in the house just by exploring. There's still some message that's knotted up in my head, something to do with Raphael, who is obviously an allusion to an angel, but I'm not quite sure what.
That is beautiful.
And it feels like something is stuck between my brain teeth.
No, I think I agree. I thought it was more of a fact that like, oh, like maybe I kind of got what the ending was trying to say, but I couldn't. Like I got it, but I don't.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was more of like me on a philosophical, like not understanding, like the hidden message of the story.
I think it's something to do with like he starts in the house and there's all this emphasis on like order and science and method to everything and everything having a reason. And then he's incredibly fearful about going into the like what he now knows is the real world, like our world, and seeing it filled with just like chaos and everything. And he still finds comfort in order. So it could be saying something about like sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone, but not completely forget it. Something like that maybe, but I don't entirely know.
Did you have any like things you didn't like about the book though?
Like I said, the ending.
Oh, just the ending.
Yeah, the ending. I don't know how else she could have written it, but I liked it. I feel like it could have been better. Like I feel like, but that could also be the author's intention to leave you with a slightly unsatisfying ending to make you think about it a little more, but it was a little unsatisfying in terms of he's just floating about.
But yeah, I will definitely recommend this book to people.
Highly recommend.
I don't know. I don't have much else to say.
I don't know.
I really.
It had a Doctor Who reference in it.
Did it?
Yeah. Which I said.
Didn't catch it.
It's written in 2012 and it's British, so obviously I had to have one.
My favorite part is like towards the climax during the whole like high, like edge of your seat kind of stuff. That was really nice.
I really loved just reading about his explorations into the house.
That was okay. Like I thought it was kind of weird. He was like, oh, there were some places that he couldn't go to because it was too destroyed, and he had to enter a different way. But then like these rooms would be flooded at this day on this time, etc.
Bro was on survival mode at the beginning there.
And then the other was like, oh, like is there a room where you can see the stars? And he's like, yeah, like there is. It's like, oh yes, like the ritual. I need to like maybe I can use a star as like a power source or something.
It was difficult for me to comprehend.
Yeah, that was. I was like, next.
Like I'm not great at like imagining images, so I loved the imagery, but also it was just so big that I just could not consider it.
And he would always talk about the birds here and there. He was like, oh, I want to make sure the birds are okay. Or...
That could also tie into, like, there was, like, a lot of elemental imagery throughout the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what with the tides that come in and flood in a very orderly fashion. And then the air things are usually what surprised him.
Any closing thoughts?
Read it?
Wouldn't change anything about it besides the whole less information on dead characters. I don't know.
I think that's all I
feel
have.
like that's like, we had a decent talk. It was good.
I thought that was a good talk.
Definitely short.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, but even if Taylor was here, I don't know if we would like have much more. Like, this happened to Trust of the Emerald Sea. Like,
We liked it.
We liked it. We talked what we liked. Not much dislikes. Thank you again for watching this. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell us how you feel about Piranesi if you read this book. Next book will be my first solo vid. That's exciting. I'll be reading Better Than the Movies. Sasha, thanks for joining us. And
Thank you for having me.
And goodbye.